So today on Tay Talks, we are having the amazing couple that I really enjoy and I really inspire you to. I really do, just because of the fact, you guys are young. Um, God is definitely present, and Leah, you just love Bron. So I just admire you as a wife, like seriously, because we're gonna get into that later on. Cause like you love your husband, as you should. Um, but yeah, but I kind of already did say y'all names going in too. So today we have Ronald Nixon Jr. You a junior, right? Don't say you full government. Don't say full
That's
government.
fine. That's my church name.
Okay, and we have beautiful Leah here. Are you snapping at me? Oh, okay. Yes, but we have beautiful Leah here, who is beautiful inside and out, truly. So,
Amen.
yes, definitely say amen for your wife. I know that's right. And we also have Mr. Will L. TV here, my amazing husband. He is doing about 15 things at one time, but God knows I appreciate every role that he has in my life. He is my sound man, my best friend. Uh,
You about to say best man?
I was about to say best man. I was. I love that movie, by the way. But yeah, you have a lot of roles, but I appreciate you even being here on this podcast on today. I just want to tell you all thank you again so much. So yeah, so today we're going to discuss about being saved and married. And I keep finding that very funny, but I'm gonna just take it all in. Being saved and married. So we are young. We all still have a passion behind Christ, and for real, it's hard sometimes. It is. Marriage is work. I know we say all the time marriage is hard, but we're trying to clean up our terminology and saying marriage is work, because it is. Every day it seems like you're learning something new about your spouse, um, and it takes patience. It takes a lot of doggone patience to be married. So my questions for you all: what do you think? Well, how do you all juggle everything? Because you're a coach, you're the AD at a high school. You were busy at the Boys and Girls Club. You got like an additional 20 kids on top of your own kids. So, but how do you all juggle everything from being a wife, husband, work, kids? You tell me.
Well, first, we definitely have a big village that helps when it comes to the kids, per se. But I think we both kind of know our roles when it comes to life in general. Like, I know that my husband's going to be home late all the time because of the type of job that he has. So I know I have more roles at home, per se, because he's not getting home to 10, 11 o'clock at night. I commute every day, so we have long days, long hours. But I think we both kind of know our role and what we play in our marriage. We were together a long time before we got married. So when we got married, it was like we already been doing this. This ain't nothing new. We just now, it's legal now. So, I mean, I don't think it's really, it can be hard juggling life and marriage, especially when you have kids. But when you know what your role is, it makes it a lot easier for me.
The key ingredient for me is communication with her. We've been together for 18 years before we got married, and a lot of people question me why it took me so long. Um,
I question
I thank
why
God.
it took so long.
Can you mute her mic, please? I just thank God for allowing me to be with her, to see through her through 18 years. My father always told me, don't ever get rushed to get married. And I thank her for her patience, because a lot of people would have left me by then. We had our ups and downs like a roller coaster ride, but through it all, we persevered to the end. That's my baby, and I love her to death. We went through many obstacles in life, but she's still here, still together.
Okay, so Alan.
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So, being that y'all have busy days, how do y'all find time to be with each other? As far as like going on dates and things like that, is that something that's built into y'all schedule, or is like freestyling?
Um, it's a lot of freestyling, but it's also we are very spontaneous people. So like if he says something like, "Oh dang, I wish we can go to this band competition that's somewhere in Atlanta.
Southern baby.
I'm looking it up. Like, okay, when's the date? What's I'm more of a we booking the flight. We'll find a babysitter later. Like, because I have realized that in life, you can't get time back. You can get money back, but you can't get time back. So a lot of the things that we want to do, we don't do because we're hesitant of those things. And I think for me, I don't know about him. A goal of mine is that we at least do something once a month, even if it's not going out of town, like we're going out to eat, or we're doing something to just, make time for each other. Because literally, Ronald's at school 7 days a week. Like, it's not a joke. He's there Monday through Sunday.
I'm about to go out to this too.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when we get invitations to go places, like I'm putting it in my calendar, I'm texting him the day of, the day before, like a week before, don't forget, we got this coming up. Because if we don't, his job literally will take over his life. So when it comes to us making time for each other, we're going to do that more than anything. Because if it comes down to it and we realize we not seeing each other like that, okay, we got to take a step back and figure out when we got time for each other, because just being home at night with each other is not the same as going out and doing things. So for me, I'm more of the book the flight, find a babysitter later.
I made some suggestions.
And we getting out of here.
Planning.
I do. Even for his birthday, like he kept talking about going to Colorado. Cool, no problem. But I had to call him like, hey, I got a surprise for you, but I need for you to make sure you can get off. I got the tickets. They non-refundable, so I need for you to get off because, it's something to do. You can't you have to think about it like this. When you have a job, if you was to die today, they're going to fill your spot tomorrow. All this PTO that we have that we don't use, somebody else going to have your position when you're gone. So use the time while you got it.
I tell you what, I just sit back and enjoy the ride. Because she would get anything done for me. My objective is to try to spend at least probably 2 days out the week with her, just with communication. One of my biggest thing is communicating with her. And on the weekends, our family come through. We grandbabies. We got our grandbaby now, and they come over there every now and then, spontaneous. We don't know what's going on. She'd be like, "Grandbaby at the house. Come on home. I be at the school. I be in a little while." And we try to take special trips, like for her birthday, for my birthday, special occasions and stuff like that, every now and then. But it's hard if it wasn't for the communication with me and her, because we got our baby boy's autistic. We got 3 other kids. My daughter thinks she my mama, and it's a lot. It's a lot, seriously. But we always keep God first in everything we do, and He always make a way out of no way.
You have any other questions, Mr. Thomas?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I don't want to.
No, I honestly, it's fine.
All right, so y'all were together 18 years before her, right? So what changed, if any, as soon as you said I do?
Nothing.
We not sending no more.
Nothing. Nothing.
That's the only thing that changed.
That's the only thing that changed.
We're not sending no more.
God is good. I said.
That's it.
Ain't nothing changed at all.
Honestly, really nothing really changed. It's more of that's my husband, that's my wife. Instead of that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend, that's my fiance. But other than that, nothing's really changed, honestly. I will say the first year of our marriage though, we was outside. Like we was traveling. Like we was gone. If we took a trip, where we go to Mississippi for your birthday last year, and New Orleans was like 2 hours away, it was like, let's drive there. We get 2 states in one trip. Like, we was gone. But other than that, nothing's really
Nothing
changed.
changed at all. Nothing.
That's a blessing. All right, I'm done.
Sound like some stuff changed in your marriage after you got married.
Ain't nothing changed.
Did anything change y'all marriage? I got a question.
The only thing changed was your last name. It can't be caught up.
Brian, what was your question?
How did anything change with y'all marriage when y'all got when y'all jumped the rope
I
or jumped off the cliff?
I feel like what changed for us, we had to communicate more. Before, it was like, all right, I'm gonna tell you this information. I'll let you know this and this. But it got different once we started living together. Like for real. Like I was used to being by myself, and then I really had to start talking. Y'all, that is a struggle for me. Actually having to communicate and letting him know. All right, well, the kids need this, and that's another thing too. I've been a single mom for so long, so now God blessed me with somebody who is amazing to my girls and taking them in as his own. So it's like, okay, well, you need to let your guards down. You can't always be so independent. So let him in. And I'm gonna be honest, it was a struggle for me because I just don't trust everybody. So for me, I'm gonna be honest, yeah, me talking to him, that what really changed. Like it had to make me step my game up. And I'm still working on it because some days I be like, I really don't feel like talking to this dude, but I got to because we married and we live in this household.
So that's how you feel. Dang. Yeah. Everything changed for me. I went from a bachelor. I stayed by myself. You know what I'm saying? Been by myself for years. So going from that to overnight having four. No, for you, the two girls and more. Huh? No, I'm saying like four be by myself to four people in the house. That was like that's like that, yeah. And I'm still trying to adjust to that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that you know what I mean. Like for me, I'm okay. I had my house a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You could test to that. You know what I'm saying? Now with the kids, it's like yo, like I be on edge, but it's like ain't nothing you can do at this point. Like I just get new carpet later. We just paint later. Like if we sell this house, like I just worry about it then. Like you know what I'm saying. So, I mean that was a big adjustment for me. You know what I'm saying. And yeah, when we got married, like all the things the old Allen like that had to stop. So just stopping, period. You know what I'm saying was a adjustment. You know what I mean. Um, yeah.
Y'all been
Yeah.
together for how long now?
See,
You want me to be honest?
we ain't had no dating. We ain't never
never
date. We,
dated.
it won't never no girlfriend, no boyfriend.
So y'all been
It was,
married.
it was just right to marriage, bro.
Y'all been married how long now?
2 years.
2 years.
So the first year, what was so difficult about the first year? Because we still going through our sessions right now, and pretty much we ain't had nothing so far.
Yeah, because y'all was already married
Yeah.
legally, like you know what I'm saying.
Basically,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying. If you want it, you
Yeah.
feel me. So, I mean, us like our marriage is like dating stages.
Gotcha.
Minus the honeymoon.
Yeah, we
Cause you
we
that
never
that
had
like
a
honeymoon stages, everybody howled that, you know what I'm saying? Can't do nothing wrong. Fall asleep on the phone. Nah.
No, we
It
had
was
none of
it's
that.
FaceTime, yo.
yeah, like we just hop right into it, man. And it won't nothing but God,
Yeah, it's only God.
man.
Because if it was up to us, we wouldn't be married.
Nah.
See, that's the reason why I asked y'all that because I've been getting backlash a lot of times for me waiting so long to get married. Like you said, y'all in the honeymoon stage right now. We've been knowing each other for forever, and when we finally jumped off the cliff, we was comfortable.
I ain't jump off no cliff.
Well, we did some of the things that we did in the past. I did. So that's the reason why I asked you guys that because a lot of people ask me to this day, why do I wait so long to get married? And like I told my son, I said, let me tell you something. I said, whenever you feel comfortable, you do it. Because at the end of the day, your parents, they can help you with the situation, but they can help pay for everything. It's going to be all on you. Whenever you're comfortable financially, spiritually, mentally, that's when you feel comfortable, you go ahead and do it. My father always told me that, and her whole family was going against me. My mom was going against me, but my daddy had my back. Rest in peace, babe. I love you, Dad.
Okay, so yeah, so there was some insight from both sides, from you all that been together for a good minute, for us that just jumped in the game. Because I was really about to be honest when you asked me how long we been together. Because like Alan said, we didn't have a dating phase. Yeah, our past is no. We don't have a honeymoon like
We ain't had no honeymoon yet.
No, we ain't have no honeymoon stage. It's
Mm-mm.
like we got married and it
Back
just
to the kids.
You gotta book the
right.
flight. You
Yeah.
gotta book the flight.
And that's why I said earlier when I was like, well, okay, I said Leah really loves her husband because she makes sure y'all are gonna do some stuff, and that's just what I wanted to ask you. Like, okay, because it's some women, and I'm not saying I don't like you, because I mean not, yeah, because what I'm about to ask. Please don't think it's about you. But seriously, like it's some women that's in marriages that really don't like their husbands. You know what I mean? And they in it, but something happened during that time to transpire for them not to be on one accord. But the way that y'all been together for a good minute, but your love for him still shows like daily. So as a wife, like what motivation would you give even to women that are married that's trying to figure out, okay, well, how can I love my husband more? Or even for women that that aspires to be married, but it's work to be a wife. So what advice do you have for them?
I have always realized that whatever I don't do, somebody else will. So in that perspective, I always listen to the things that he says to me, because Ronald doesn't. We are the type of people, we don't ask for much from each other, like at all. It's not many things that he can say that I ask him for, and it's not many things that he asks me for unless it's some food or something like that. Other than that, we're not really people who are like needy people. So like when he talks about something, it's something that he must really want to do, and because he's around so many people daily that I see the love that they have for him, it's like, oh, y'all ain't gonna beat me in loving my husband. Like, I know that there are people at his school and people that he work with, like these kids love him unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? But then when they see me, I get the same type of love that he gets, because that's just the type of people that we are. And I think it's because we have worked with kids so long, that's just all we know. Like second nature and being genuine and loving other people's children is all we know. So when it comes to our kids, they get the same love. But when it comes to my husband, like I'm going to love you unconditionally. If I don't waited this long, and when I say I was patient, I was patient. I mean, I was patient.
You don't gotta elaborate.
I was patient. But no, I really was, because there's plenty of times when I could have just been like, you know what, Ronald, you're taking too long. I can't do this. But deep down inside, there was something in me that wouldn't let me leave, because I knew this is who I wanted. Like, I've seen my friends in the dating game. I don't want no parts of that. So if I got to wait and be patient, and I tell people this all the time, I don't think our wedding would have been anything like it was if we got married earlier on. Like the wedding that we had was top tier. Like we had a ball.
We had a
you know what
good
I'm saying?
Time
Peter,
of my
like,
life.
We had a time that night. And so I say all the time, I don't think that our wedding or even our marriage, like everyone who was there were genuinely happy for us. It wasn't like nothing could go wrong that day. It was no haters. It was like genuine love. So to see those type of people love on us, it's like, well, if they love us like that, I ain't got no choice but to love you the same way, because you're truly, he gives me unconditional love. Like every day, we tell each other I love you, no matter if we're leaving, we come in, we texting or something. That's just something that we do.
And just to add to that too as well, in the morning time we pray together, at night time we pray together with our family and our kids too. So
That's a must.
that's a must. We always keep God first.
All right, so just to piggyback off what you were saying, that you pray as a family. So my question is, what do you think God is doing in your marriage right now?
I think that He's elevating us because we go through trials and tribulations, and all of us to get to the promised land, we gotta go through the wilderness first, and we have ups and downs financially, mentally. She come home fatigued sometimes, aggravated about what's going on in the workplace. I do too, vice versa. We vent off each other, and at the end of the day, we just give it to God. And I'm from Sawyertown, so I know He can make it way out of no way if He turn me around. Seriously, I've been through a lot in my life. She been through a lot in her life. Growing up without a father was kind of difficult when I first met her, because there wasn't her family wasn't used to a father figure or brother figure around them, a male voice saying something to them. So I came into the family by telling them that I love them, and which they wasn't used to at first, and they were like, "You love me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I love you. I love you." So now, but when her and her sister got the phone now, they tell each other they love her. I said, "Oh, look at that."
And it's not anything that we didn't like say it. It's just his family is very, I love you every time I see you.
Family oriented.
I love you. They are very family oriented. Like if you come to any family function at the Nixons or the White Halves, it's like it's like you were never a guest. So when they first met him, he was more of I love you every time I leave. And my family is more of if you going out of town, I tell you I love you more than if we still in the household. So I have realized that even not even my mom and my sisters, more of my family in general say I love you because of him. Because that's what he did. So the more that he did it, and then it kind of made us realize like we didn't really hear that a lot growing up. Not because they didn't want to, but because that wasn't what was given to them by our grandparents. Like they didn't know. Yes, they loved you unconditionally, but to say the words "I love you" was very rare. So now every time I hang up the phone with a family member, it's like, "All right, love you, see you later, bye." You know what I'm saying? But that's because of the love that he, showed me and my family. Like that's what you give out.
That was installed in me from my parents. So now our kids hear us saying the same thing all the time. Now, like my son, all my kids, before they leave, what they say? I love you. I love you. And if my kids don't stay with me at nighttime, my daughter, she spent the night with my auntie last night. She'll call me every night to pray. Every night. I made it mandatory though, but or you ain't staying no more. But, we got a blessing today. My son Jair came, said he wanted to go to church with us this morning. And we went to church. The first thing he said was, "Hey, Dad, I love you." I said, "Man, I love you too, man." And, we just installed it into each kid and so they could pass on to their generation too, because today's society kids, woo, it's a praying time because God is coming. I know Deion said it was coming, but God is coming. He's coming.
Okay, baby, that question for you as well. What do you feel like God is doing with us right now?
Good question. I mean, I feel it's all about purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, Sometimes you don't know what the purpose is at first. But I mean, I believe we here for a reason on this earth. We married for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I believe it's all about purpose living. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's helping somebody else or encouraging somebody else or somebody listening to this, helping them through whatever they're going through. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's what we're here for. So I believe it's all about purpose. And yeah.
All right.
You didn't answer it.
Oh, okay. So what is God doing in our marriage right now? I feel like He is showing us a new person of us. Just like you said earlier, you were used to you being in your ways. I was used to me being in my ways. And like now it's like spiritually he got us on a totally different level. So I feel like he's just working. Like he's showing us a lot of impossibles right now. Because of the fact it was a lot of people that counted us out, even though we don't have no love story prior to marriage and stuff like that. It was just ugly, it was toxic, it was a lot of things. But at the same time, I'm being honest. I ain't about to lie on my own podcast. But at the same time, it was prophesied to us that we were gonna be married. I never forget we were sitting right up here at the altar. Lady was like, "Come on up." His wife need to come up. I didn't budge at all. I promise to you. I'm sitting back there with Mari, right? And she was like, "All right, baby mama, you come up here." Oh, okay. So you really are talking to me because I am not this cat wife. That's how, because we were just in the ugly stage. So we went through it. She prophesied to us up here.
I'm like, man, this girl lying.
Yeah, right. Because that same
Look
baby
at this
got
fake
into
prophet.
And he really did. He went and told the prophet she was wrong.
Yeah, we we hated each other at
We really did.
Like the day that we heard that. Like
yep, we were beefing. Like we got into it really bad that night.
Yeah.
It was some point.
Well, I don't remember what happened.
I do.
But
I remember that whole week.
We don't forget.
We don't.
Y'all
forget
y'all know
nothing.
dates and everything. I don't know no dates.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it was.
Calendar.
Yeah, but nah, I don't even know the
Mental
calendar.
calendar.
I don't even know what year. No, but yeah, I ain't like you like that at that time.
You didn't, and it showed. Your actions definitely showed it. And but what was so crazy? Even though it was prophesied to us, I didn't like him, but something in me just kept saying, "Well, you need to go ahead and fast about this, and just see what God is saying." So it seemed like the more I fast on it, the more I was getting handed, like, boom, just getting beat down. Allen actions were just crazy, right? So But something just kept saying, "Yep, sure was." But something just kept saying, "Hold on, hold on." And then I don't know what happened. You must have to come to Jesus moment. Uh, because never forget you did. You was like, "Well, let's go out to eat Waffle House," and that's when you felt like you got your stuff together, I guess. And we've been here since then.
Hallelujah.
So I guess that's some encouragement for some other couples that's out there that know they in a toxic space. But just want to tell you, God can change things. So that's what I feel like God is doing, and what He has been doing is just showing us new people within ourselves. So I answered that question.
Amen.
All right, look, not
Saved in marriage.
saved in marriage. We
Saved.
were not always saved,
Saved
in this marriage.
In marriage.
Mm-mm. I definitely had worked its wonders. I tell you that much. All right, so just talking about like difficulties. Oh, okay. All right. 'Cause I thought you had something to add on to it, Alan. All right. So just like we're talking about like challenging times, what are some things that you two do in your marriage, like when times get difficult? Because marriage ain't always pretty, but you know, people may think that.
Well, when times get difficult for us, one thing I told her, we never go to bed upset, but it's kind of hard because our son be in between the middle of us, so I force her to come on my side of town.
I'd be like, leave me alone.
She light scared too.
Yeah.
Girl, light.
Red bone. So
That is true that he does say that. But when you in a moment and you just mad about it, don't nobody want to hear that. Like if I'm upset, let me be upset and get what I got to say out. Okay.
hey, I watched Animal Planet.
What?
And when you watch lions roar, the king, when he roar, the queen get quiet. I
So
said,
now
get
we
over
lying.
here. But yeah, my thing is, like I told her, you know, at the very beginning, we used to do a lot of fussing all the time. We didn't see each other as much because she came down here Mondays, Wednesdays, and the weekends.
I was here all the time. I was late for class because I was in Elizabeth City. I was picking really good from daycare. I was supposed to be in class. Okay. I was doing it all. When I tell you I was in love, like I was I'm supposed to be in college in class. I'm in Elizabeth City doing daycare drop off. Dang.
It's all good, baby.
You had me
I'm from
late for
Crickland
class.
Road.
Saved and married. Saved and married.
We say
You
we can
getting
talk
off
this down.
topic.
We say,
You getting off topic.
but anyways, I think from then and there, when we first moved in together before we got married, we had some people talking about I should be shacking my grandma. I love you, Grandma Nixon, with a camera. I love you, Grandma Nixon. You shouldn't be in that house with that girl. What's wrong with you? But I think that those stages allow us to get to know each other even better because, like you guys said, once I moved in with her, I'm like, I gotta set some rules. Number one rule: do not pass gas. What? Saving
But
marriage.
y'all think he joking, but he's dead
I'm
serious.
serious.
Like that's one thing that
I'm
he
serious.
cannot stand.
Anything else, we good. We good. Morning breath, I'm used to it. It's all good. But if she ever pass gas, Lord, we might gotta get baptized again.
Y'all just recently got baptized
We
together.
did.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
like was that something that y'all decided to do together since
Yes.
like y'all got married?
It was something that he had been talking about, and it was one Sunday. And Ronald usually does security at church every Sunday, but for some reason he was off this Sunday, and we was
Perfect
riding
timing.
to church, and we heard Bishop talking about people getting baptized. He was like, "Dang, we have been talking about doing it." So when we went to 10 o'clock service, he brought it up again. So Ronald was like, "This is our chance to go." So this is something that he had talked about once we had got married, because we was gonna do it before we got married. We was like, nah, we're gonna wait, but the time had never came when we felt like it was the right time to do it. And sure enough, a Sunday that he off and we sitting together in church, it comes up again, and we was like, this is the time to do it, because we both did it when we was younger. But when you get baptized when you're younger, you don't really know what it means. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
who
just
just
like
swimming?
my mama said, you supposed to put me in the water. So
The
when
rebirth.
we did it, it was like literally when as it's happening, when we number it was 80 people to get baptized, and they wanted to do couples together. So he was baptizing me. We was number 78 and 77, and when I tell you I cried from person 1 to person 80 because it was just like as you're sitting there and you're watching this, like people from different nationalities, people from different cultures. It was children, it was grandparents, and it was just like it was so full, and it was like when you did it when you're younger, you don't really understand. It's just like my mama said I'm supposed to get baptized, so you're supposed to dump me in this water. But when you're older, you have a different feeling. Like even my daughter the other day, she was talking to Tiana, and everybody know Tiana saved, filled with the Holy Ghost, and will shout at any drop of a dime. She just randomly was like, when y'all in church and y'all be shouting, how come I don't feel it? And but she was dead serious. Like we're laughing, but she was like, no, like y'all be saying like speaking in tongues and stuff. And I don't understand what y'all be saying. And then when y'all be shouting, I just be sitting there like, well, how come it hit y'all and it ain't hit me? And it's like, okay, at least I know you paying attention in church, that you're understanding that things are happening. And I'm glad that you're now getting to the age where you want to know why it hasn't hit you. Because we was like, okay, if we get baptized, we're going to let the kids get baptized too. She was like, I'm not ready. And I was like, you know what? I feel you. If you're not ready, you don't have to do it, because that means you don't understand what it is, and you don't want to go through with that until you understand it. So I appreciate that she realized that she doesn't know what it is, but she want to be to the point where she filled with the Holy Ghost. Like, Lord, touch me, let my feet move, you know? So it's all different, but it was definitely his idea, but it was something that needed to be done, and I think we did it at the right time.
My whole ordeal for getting baptized was to begin a new journey. Just try to get rid of the toxic things in our past, and just restart all over again. By bringing God in our situations, because when we first met, we knew God, but we didn't get involved with God as much. We didn't pray like we were supposed to. We was out late night club, and I met at the club, and
Mary and say, my bad, I forgot. I forgot where we was. That is how I got him. Met him in the club, and that was it.
No.
Tell the story right.
No.
Tell the story right.
No, we're not gonna tell that story anyway. But anyway, saved
and married.
Married.
Right.
So everything happened for a reason, I was in the wilderness for a long time, but I found her in the wilderness.
You found me at the right place at the right time. You saw this red pony. You knew you needed it.
Your nickname Mustang.
He had the red Taurus. Hey,
look, talking about old cars.
My bad.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, so question: before y'all did get married, like being baptized, that was a goal. Did y'all have any other goals before you got married that you wanted to do within your marriage?
We never discussed anything like that before.
I will say one thing for Ronald is he has always wanted to be financially stable. Like that has always been something that he talked about, reasons that he didn't want to get married. And like I try to tell him, I don't know too many people who are financially stable. Like it's just not.
You sure did say that.
It's just not the norm. Like, yes, you want things to line up in a certain way, but in most cases, your goals don't go the way you want them to go. Like Dr. Keisha talked about today, you got to go through a detour to get where you're going. It's not like you're going on a straight path. Like, you got to go around, up, down, all the way. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to get to where you want. But I don't think we've ever really had any goals. Mm-hmm. But church has always been one thing that we didn't play about. Yeah. Like, Layla is 13, so we've been going to the Mount for 12 years. Like, it's not too many Sundays that we miss church. Mm-mm. And it don't matter who preaching, we going to church. Because it's not that we just love our bishop. We love our church in general. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter who's preaching. We come to church. And if we out of town, we listening to church
Colorado.
online. You know what I'm saying?
Colorado.
That's just us. And I think going to that church definitely changed us for the better. Because it's made us see a lot of stuff that you be like, Lord, you done really brought me from a long way. Like, not saying that we've been through a lot, because we really honestly haven't had a bad relationship, but it's just like seeing the things that are happening in people's lives in our church and having those things happen to us. It's like, only God did that. Mm-hmm. Like, how many people, like where we live at, there is an entire row. When we first got our house, everyone was in their early 30s. with a brand new house built from the ground up. Not too many people our age is doing stuff like that. Like we around here paying the same amount as mortgage for rent and apartments and things like that. So it was just like God was doing things over and over and over, and it was just like it's not the man at the church, it's the place. Like I was like, I need to be every Sunday. I need to be. Well, it ain't purple no more, but we have purple carpet. I need my feet on the purple carpet so I can get fed every week. Yeah, because literally church and we say all the time, church is supposed to change lives, but church really changed our lives. Yeah. Like even with having children, like having an autistic child is a lot. So when my child can go to children's church and I don't have to worry about him,
Lord Jesus.
I'm in a good space. Like that give me a good 2 hours to just have my moment with God, and I know that my child is okay. And then for the people to know that my child is autistic and still treat him like the regular kids in children's church, I'm good. Yeah, I ain't got to go nowhere else.
Not that, I don't think that question relates to us because we ain't had no before. Next question.
People probably gonna be wondering like, why are they even married? Like, they ain't have no dating process.
Different guy, but
Me.
you know everybody
Everybody
stuff different, man. You know what I
Everybody
mean?
is
So
different.
Different process.
yeah.
Yeah, this definitely been a process. All right, let me hit the reset button. Are there any marriages out there that y'all look up to?
My mom, my dad, but I can easily say I look up to them, but because they were discreet about their marriage, I never saw my mother or my father fuss with each other ever. And if he did get upset with her, he'll take it behind closed door. They'll talk it out. He never argued in front of us ever. Have you ever heard my mama did it fuss? And my father told me, he said, "Listen, I would never ever disrespect your mother in front of the kids or anybody. That's my wife. I'm gonna take care of it. We have any problems, we're gonna talk it out. We have some disagreements, but we're gonna talk it out." So I'm trying to teach you guys that. Well, I must get my mama side of the family and me.
And we was arguing, and it didn't matter who was around.
But then it dawned on to me. I told her it got to a point where I said, you know what, our kids getting older now. I don't want them to see us fussing because, especially my daughter, she digests everything. She absorbs everything we doing. And when she get older, she gonna be the same way, fussing. And it's gonna be hard for us to try to get her back in shape. And she gonna say, I got it from y'all. Y'all used to fuss all the time.
It was always little things that we argued about. It wasn't even like extreme things. It'd be like, I didn't agree with something that you said, and it turned into something bigger. It wasn't really like you out here doing crazy stuff or nothing like that, because that we wasn't even those type of people. Like, yes, you go through stuff, but it's so much that you're gonna take. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like our arguments were very minimal arguments that it was just like, I want the last word and you want the last word, so we're gonna keep going until one of us just either walk away or somebody shut up.
Who do you look up to? Are there any marriages that you do?
I mean, I wouldn't say look up to, because our marriage is our marriage and their marriage is their marriage. But it's bits and pieces that you can take that, you know what I'm saying, like he said, you know what I'm saying, that parents never argue around. Just like my parents ain't, when I was little, they didn't never argue around me. My mom used to take me to my grandmama's house so they can argue, whatever. So, I mean, bits and pieces like that, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, our marriage is our marriage. What we understand. And plus, like, I mean, if you look at everybody's marriage, it might look perfect, but ain't no marriage perfect. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wouldn't say I would look up to them, but it's bits and pieces you can take of what, you know.
Well, for myself, I definitely understand what you're saying. Not looking at anyone else, but my parents, like, it was very it was interesting household growing up in. Like, my dad was an alcoholic till I was 14, but my mom stuck it out, like, always till when I think it was like at 32 years or so before my dad passed away. But looking at my mom for real, like her commitment was there. Like you tearing up the house, bullet holes in the wall, all type of crazy stuff. Then she called the police, go ahead to jail for a day, but she go pick him up the next day. Like she just loved him, and I'm like, dang, like this is just so chaotic. But my mom loved him. But even though my dad was going through his stuff, his season at that time or whatever, like I could tell my dad really loved my mom though. Like made sure he bought the flowers, made sure like, girl, we going on this trip. We gonna take some time away from the kids. Like, what is it that you need? But and he was always even affectionate to one another. So I'm like, okay, I know the love is there, even though we may have some of the toxic traits, but at the end of the day, that was their love. So and they understood like both of them had crazy upbringing, so they felt like, well, we're gonna do our best to raise our kids the best way we can. But some stuff you're gonna bring over into your marriage from your parents, but at the same time, just still seeing their commitment and seeing that they just brought it out. And then even when my dad had passed away, my dad had passed away at the house. And my mom went and got a blanket, and she was like, I'm going to go ahead and take my last nap with him. And I was like, that was so sweet. But it was like, wow, like, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cherish him all the way to the end. And I did. So, yeah, stuff like that. I'm like, dang, I want that too. I don't want all the crazy toxic stuff. We're going to have our own different challenges, but sticking it out, being with each other, like, that's the things I admire most. So. All right, y'all. So this is the last question before we start wrapping this on up. Blended families, right? So how is it? How is it being married and having blended family? Because like I said before, this is my second go around. This is my second time being married. But from my previous marriage, I had 2 kids. So Alan instantly became a dad with those 2 prior to even getting married. For real, for real. Like, even though we had our stories going on, that's one thing I can say about you. You made sure the girls was always good. So, I don't. Maybe you want to start us off. How is it for you being, the girls pretty much that, even though they have a biological father, but you know what I mean. God ain't being petty. No.
I mean, it wasn't hard for me because I grew up in a blended family. You know what I'm saying? My pops had kids prior to marrying my mom and having me. You know what I'm saying? So since I grew up in it, I never believed in half brothers, half sisters, and things like that. Nah, you my brother, you my sister. So the transition wasn't hard for me at all. You know what I'm saying? If we together, yeah, they my kids. You feel me? And that's what it is. So it wasn't hard for me at all.
That's a question for Leah.
It wasn't hard. When I met Ronald, Raleigh was 1. So I've kind of been in Raleigh's life his entire life. But it's never been an issue for me because me and my family love Raleigh unconditional. Like, it was times we go to my mama's house, my mama not going, Raleigh not going. Just because my mama is not going, like, he was stuck to her. Like, that's all he knew. But it's never, being a blended family has never been an issue because I always tell people, how many kids? I got 4. I got 3 boys and a girl. Like, I got 4 kids. It ain't no step kids. Those my kids. Like, if we married and he got kids, those my kids. That's just it. It was never an issue. I never, did anything crazy or out the way. I don't think I have. That has been like, because I knew my place. Like, I'm not your mother, but I'm going to show you unconditional love. Yes, I know you have a mother, and they have way more, can tell you what to do and all those things. But if I see you do something wrong, yes, I'm going to tell you, and it's coming out of love, not to be your mom or tell you what to do. It's because I genuinely love you and want the best for you. But it's never, being a blended family has never been an issue. It can be a challenge because there are times that I've wanted to say things that I knew wasn't in my place. So I would tell him that way that he knows how I feel, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go tell these people how I feel about a situation because that's not my place. But I want you to know. I don't think this is right, or I don't think it should be that way, and give you opinions on what I think you should do. Not saying that you're going to do them because that's your problem. I don't owe them any explanation. They don't owe me any explanation because that was you and them. I'm just a part of the picture. I'm just here to make you better and make sure you do what you're supposed to for your kids that are not in our household on a daily basis. Right?
Right. I mean, I'm always part of a blended family because I got family here at the church, here at my house, here at the school. So
We
I
talking about
do have
real family.
a special needs older sister that people don't know about too. So I didn't find out about her till I was about 3 or 4. Um, she's special needs. But accepting her was just like Alan said. I mean, I don't look at her like my stepsister. I just call her my sister. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm a family with everybody. So I just thank my wife for just accepting me and my baggage that I brought with the family. Had a Louis bag.
They coming to America luggage.
Okay.
Well, y'all, before we roll on out, once again, I want to tell you all thank you so much again for your time. Thank you, Alan, for always supporting me through all my visions that I be coming up with.
Yo,
Yes. So, we're gonna leave out on this note. What encouraging word will you give these people listening to the podcast just about being married? Just something short and brief. What
Keep
encouragement?
people out your marriage.
Keep God first and have great communication.
Yes, definitely communicate, but keep people out your marriage. They're not you. Just because they think something's good for you, don't mean it always is. There's always a hater around who you may think is your friend, and you may think they're giving you the best advice only to stab you in the back later on. So keep people out your marriage.
tough times don't last, but tough people do. It's a quote. But other than that, if you ain't ready to get married, don't do it. Cause it is real. Like it is real. Like it is real.
It's a job.
You know what I'm saying? A whole full time 24/7
No days off.
leap year. Ain't leap year
It
next
is
year?
leap year this year.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
2024 is leap year.
huh?
Yep, 2024 is leap year.
2024. So that means it's gonna be 29 days
In
in February.
Yes, sir.
No days off. Yeah, man. But if you ain't ready, like you know what I'm saying, cause and that's one thing. Like a lot of people, like they quit to give up. You know what I'm saying? And I now I see okay, dang, like, but nah, we gonna rock with it, lean with it, rock with it. Oh, to save.
You fine. You fine.
What other? What
You're leaning and rocking with Jesus.
Yeah. What save song, Leo? I can tell these people. Yes. Oh,
Hey.
cut his mic off.
Well, the insight that I'm gonna just leave us on, pretty much what everybody say: communication, prayer, tough work. If you're not ready, don't do it. That's definitely the God honest truth because it's a sacrifice. Every day you're sacrificing something. But what I am going to say is, yes, marriage is hard work, but that's anything in life. If you want a degree, you got to work for it. On your job, you want a promotion, got to work for it. So at the end of the day, just remember why you fell in love with that person. Even though we didn't have that story or whatever, but I remember, okay, what made me really fall in love with him besides the kids?
Answer that question. Nah, don't answer that
He said,
question.
well, since you said it, what is the
That was
reason?
that question.
Nah,
Saved and married.
okay, bet.
So-
Say less. Nah,
Say-
but for real, I like for real though. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
If it
So
was
yeah.
easy, it wouldn't. Divorce probably wouldn't even be an option. If it was that easy, you just stick it on out. You do what you do. But seriously though, it's gonna be hard work for whatever you want. So y'all, I pray that today's podcast touch someone, touch even many people. Just to know that you can be young and married. You can be married and still have fun. It's not that you're losing yourself. Honestly, when you marry the right person, you start seeing great things and good qualities about yourself that you're able to pull out. Because sometimes you need that helpmate just to be able to help you get to that spot. So that's why God say we're not meant to be alone. He's gonna go ahead and give you that right hand man. That
Better preach.
he's gonna give you that woman, that man to make sure. I can't stand. Alan is so distracted, y'all. I'm so happy that this is not like a visual. This is an audio podcast because he is just bothering me. But seriously, but I'm looking at you and I'm telling people about actually how I feel about you. So yes, you have to keep pushing because you're able to pull things out of me that I wouldn't have been able to do by myself. So I do thank God for the challenges because of the fact it made us who we are now. I don't think honestly a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, I know I wouldn't be doing. Cause it's crazy. I get visions, think about something randomly, and I'm like, "Well, Alan, I want to do this." You be like, "All right, so what we got to do?" Then next thing you know, you then looked it up and found out different ways to do stuff. So I always appreciate that, and you always want to be with somebody who's gonna make you do better. If you with somebody who's gonna make you stay on that same level, there's no need for you to be with them.
Preach.
It's really not. So that's all I think that
Talk
I have
to him,
to say.
Talk to him, Tay. Come on, babe.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Hey, go, babe.
You know.
Oh,
Well,
baby.
Baby.
Yeah, but yeah, but that's all I just wanted to encourage people, and that's why I call you all because I know that it's so much that y'all have been doing. Y'all touch people in the church as well as outside the church, so it's just good to always just hear from other couples. And even so, if you are thinking about being married or if you are married, make sure you get with other married people who gonna hold you accountable. Don't have me out here in these streets and you know I'm out here talking to somebody else because Bronson check me, Leah check me. Baby, I ain't doing nothing. But I'm just saying this just as an example. But, but you want somebody who's going to hold you accountable to making sure that you holding your promise that not only you give to your spouse, but what you promised to God.
Ooh.
So
It about bullshit.
that's what we
Yeah, Bobby Boucher. Yeah, Bobby, water boy.
What's that cooking show? Oh man.
But y'all, we ending this for the fifth time like the pastors be doing because they always closing out at least 3-4 times. But this time, definitely closing out. Thank you all again. And we'll be back with another Tate Talks next month.
No problem.
See ya.
Thank you for the invite.